My turn.
Right, your turn.
Yeah.
Do it down the camera with a big cheesy grin, if you can. Hey.
Am I hired? What would that make me, a director?
You would be the shittest director ever. They'd have a timeline scale of like, 6 to 8 months to shoot. Billy, 12 to 18.
Why?
Because you just chat so much shit in between takes.
I'm just juicing people up.
You'd be shit.
It's enough from you.
Welcome to Spill, the podcast we wish we'd had when we were growing up.
Some very candid conversations on life in your 20s and 30s, the ups and downs, and the messiest parts.
But essentially, we just chat pure shit.
So welcome to the chaos.
Bills, I've had a missed call.
From who?
Nando's.
Oh.
New menu. That's bizarre. New spice alert, Nando's and Fanta.
Fanto? Oh.
Nando's and Fanta, that is so silly.
You know what you just said to me about chatting shit and it would go around the houses?
People will love this content.
The double standards are already slapping.
What's your spice flavour?
Oh, hot. I want a Nando's black card.
Yeah, me too.
But you are a certified celebrity, Alex. You could actually get one.
I used to work at Nando's for a uni. And did you know there's no such thing as extra hot sauce? They just put hot on twice.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, can we talk about that on the pod?
Can we keep that in?
Have we got some Nando's content in here? Because that's going to get us our black cards.
I think we should also take this minute to intro producer Becky as our Lord and Saviour.
Yeah. We fell in love in season 1 and we were like, hello, come back.
And now she keeps us in check.
Yeah, you fucking need it, best believe as well.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Innit, Becky? Yap, non-fucking stop chatting shit.
Sick of this. I was going to give you a compliment, but now I might not.
Go on, I want it.
I was going to say your skin looks fresh today.
Thank you. Well, this actually isn't, this isn't very genuine, what I'm about to say, but I used the new Beauty Pie Healthy Skin Moisturiser this morning, but the new formulated version.
Oh, I've got it on my bedside table, not tried it yet.
Yeah, so I got sent it last week, but before it was reformulated to include a new fancy vitamin C, it's my favourite range in Beauty Pie.
I know that because you put your moisturiser on in this like slightly grown-up weird fashion that I've now adopted because it makes me feel like a grown-up. You dip your like little finger into the pot and you get it on the back of your nail and then you go like this. And I feel like that's a much more elegant way than when I do this.
Yeah, scoop it out with your dirty like your bacteria riddled.
So now when I put my
nails.
moisturiser on, I think of you sinking your nail into a Beauty Pie pot.
I love that. It's actually a hygiene thing. So just use the back of the nail.
I just actually looked for elegante.
I suppose it is quite elegant when you think about it.
Which is the only elegant thing about you, darling.
What's my spill of the week? What's my spill of the week?
Unnecessary. All right, next. What's your spill of the week?
No, you do your spill of the week first.
Okay, I have got a big spill of the week.
Big, spilly.
So I have left Richmond. That is big for me because I've lived there for 10 whole years.
Sorry, no, I am.
I swear to God, if you roll your eyes at me one more time, I'm flinging this mic in your face.
I'd love that. No, Richmond's been a big part of your personality.
I do really love it there. And I was really sad to leave. And part of me thinks that one day I'll come back. But like, I'm also like was ready to leave, which is what I didn't think I'd ever be about Richmond.
What do you love about it so much?
It just feels like home. And I think when I first moved to London, so much of my life was like in central London. Like I worked here all the time. I was out all the time. It was like my little bit of peace.
So you've got like actual emotional memory attachment to that place.
Yeah, but you have to think like 7:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. most days, I was not at home. So on the time that I did spend there was actually limited. It's not like how much time we spend at home now that we're freelance and it's different.
Yeah.
So it was like a little safe space of deep breath, peace. And it is a really beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, it is lovely. It's very...
Don't say it. Hold that in. Don't be a nasty girl. You're actually outnumbered here because we have other Richmondos like me.
Yeah, but they're not going to deny it. It's so fucking privy. It's painful.
Here's a tiny bit wanky, but...
A tiny bit wanky. I say you lives in Richmond. First of all, criteria tick, married. Must be married to live there. So why you think you're single when you've lived there for the last 10 years?
I'm moving to London Fields. I'll be a hoe.
Second, must have children with the person you're married to. Big tick. Third, must earn over 250k a year.
Minimum. Those prices are high.
And that's for
must have inherited wealth.
Must own a Barber jacket.
Tick. That's the one thing I got.
No, it is lovely, but you know what how I feel about London.
We've left. We've moved up to Kensal Rise.
So what's your plan now?
Oh, don't really have an answer for that.
I know we're living in the present, but...
It's actually a little bit scary because my final column for Stylist was about how I am trying to embrace big change, which has never been something I've been particularly comfortable with embracing.
Bad.
Which is so mad because I think I'm such a wild, free girl. I'm like, woo, spontaneous, carefree. I'm actually not at all. I actually like habits.
There's strands of you that are, but you function better in routine. You just fight it until you're blue in the face.
Which is mad because I'm like, ew, routine makes me sick. But actually, I quite like a lot of the same things.
You know when you've heard a fact from someone at some point in your life and like you string it on for
like grip onto it and never let it go.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly how the fact was worded, but it's something to do with scientifically it's proven as humans that we do like routine. It's the same as babies. When I was like, oh, the baby just won't sleep, just fucking tell it to sleep. Sorry, watch me get cancelled by every mother ever to exist now. But like as human beings, like that, we do like routine. We thrive.
So Richmond was very much part of my routine, and now I'm trying to embrace big girl changes of like leaving an area I've always lived while I've been in London, and take it one further. I'm leaving, like, I kind of want to leave the UK for a bit and spread my wings, move abroad, try something else out. But because I wrote about it so publicly, and it got shared far and wide, which was great. Thank you so much to everyone who liked, commented, shared. But I've got people coming up to me left, right and centre like, oh, so excited for your next chapter. What are you doing? Your guess is as good as mine, sweetheart. I've got no fucking idea.
That's all right, though.
It makes me feel a bit anxious.
So what is your plan?
So I'm staying in London until Christmas, and then I'm going to go back to Leicester for like a month because I think we'll just tap out in a month, and then don't know, go abroad somewhere.
Well, literally book a one-way flight.
No, I'd probably book a return flight, but like go for at least 3-4 weeks.
What are you thinking, like Europe or?
No, like maybe Bali. Or maybe LA. Or maybe New York. Screaming delulu, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm just going to repeat back to you. Oh, I've lived in Richmond for 10 years. I love it so much. I didn't, unfortunately, find a husband, so now I'm going to go to Bali for 4 weeks. You're a fucking bellend.
Why?
What are you going to find in Bali? You ain't eat, love, pray and nothing, sweetheart. You're going to be going to Bali and eating udon noodles and that's it. And then moaning because you shit yourself and had too much chili oil.
What are you having me for?
Your biggest problem in life is that not enough people are bringing you back down quick enough. That's what
I like it up here in Delulu. Okay, it's good for me.
Catch BB in Bali next year.
Yeah. It's going to pop off.
Also, you know you copy all my words or you just pick up my language. What word have you started saying?
Delulu.
No, I'd never said that.
Pop off?
No.
What?
Keep calling me sweetheart, don't you?
You can't claim words.
No, I ain't claiming the fucking words. I'm claiming the way in which I use them.
All right, bro. We'll go back to the. We'll go back there.
I'll fucking bro you.
I'm sick of you today.
Bro goes to Bali. Season 3. Bro goes to Bali.
My Substack name. Delulu abroad.
Let me guess as well. You're gonna come back a yoga teacher.
I'm well bendy.
You are a walking, talking red flag. Do you know that?
I think that tees up today's episode pretty well.
That was my favourite chat of all time.
I haven't finished other places I want to go.
LA, I'm so down for though. I'll come join you there.
The thing is, right, none of this is solo because I've already told so many people. They're like, yeah, I'll come with you. I'm like, fantastic. Where's the growth? Zero. This much.
Okay, so LA and Bali, then where?
I actually don't think LA. New York, definitely.
Yeah,
I have said that for years though.
Yeah, you have said that. That would be a real life manifestation for you.
Also, obviously, romanticize the whole thing. I know we have talked about this last season, but like, you know, I'm going to be a writer for the New York Times.
We can't laugh at that. That's happening.
Yeah, praying.
And The Cut.
And then I'm also thinking about Austin,
Texas.
Yeah, I think
Tennessee.
that could be really fun. And also where I'm going to meet my cowboy husband that works in fintech.
What's fintech?
Financial tech.
Looking for a man in finance.
Very boring.
Austin, Texas.
Cowboy.
Red flags.
Yeah.
Oh, well, like,
I
listen.
do love those red flags.
It's gonna, if nothing, keep the content alive.
Also, you'll just come with me.
I'll join you for bits of. I'm not as fluid as you are when it comes to leaving your home space.
Bye, don't care about it.
Yeah, it's taken me forever. Well, it's taken me 33 years to feel home like I feel it now.
That's really good though.
Yeah, but I'm not actually that good with going away. It's getting better, but for the
You
last...
even struggle with London, to be fair.
It's just not nice.
I don't think that we can talk negatively about London on the podcast. That is 99% of our audience.
I'm not talking, but they're not even from London. They just
Don't care, they still love it.
I just can't cope with the pace and the fact that everyone feels like they're more important than everyone else and no one says hello or smiles back. It's a lot for me.
I don't think it's more important. People have just got places to be, haven't they?
People have got places to be in South Wales, but
Have
they're still polite about it.
Talk me through an average day in Newport. Where are they going? Nowhere fast.
35 minutes from Bristol Airport, sweetheart. We're going to fucking Austin as well.
Every day.
Bali.
Have we even done your spin of the
What
week?
a giggle. No.
Come on then.
Okay, my spill of the week is that we spoke a few weeks ago about how I'd auditioned for a play and I was feeling like big and brave because I'd just gone to the audition and I got the part, got an email today.
Yay! Tell us what the email said. Tell us what the part is.
Do you want me to read the email out to you?
I think you want to read the email out.
All right. Firstly, want to thank you for coming along to the audition. Turnout was fantastic, full of talent, and it gave myself and the other lady an array of talent to choose from for Blood Brothers. I'm very pleased to be able to offer you the part of Linda if you would like to still be a part of this production. Blah, blah,
Is
blah.
that the part that you wanted?
Yeah.
Oh, Sash, that's so good.
I did initially want the other part, and then I found out that they're not doing the song because obviously it's not a musical, it's a play. I was like, fuck that.
So is this the lady that's going to have all the accents? Or just one accent?
So, like, it's half set in Liverpool, half set in very posh. Probably Richmond, actually. I swear to fucking God, I bet half of it's set in Richmond.
That's fun. I can give you some accent tips.
Yeah, so it's...
Baby Chino. That word gets used a lot there.
What, Baby Chino gets used a lot in Richmond? This makes so much sense. All the married couples with their babies are giving them the Baby Chinos.
Yeah, it's a lot of Gail's chat.
Yeah. Oh, girl slaps, to be fair.
Yeah, I actually had the ham and cheese croissant yesterday from there.
That's next level.
I don't even want to know how many calories are in that croissant.
No, we didn't talk about calories.
But it is stunning. 10 out of 10 breakfast
that for
choice. When do you start?
January.
We're coming though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I will just warn you, the theatre is like, it's very small.
Is it
And
grotty?
it's not it's one of those
Are there red
theatres.
curtains?
Yeah, it's one of those theatres that like the potential could be so huge if someone just chucked a big fat wad of money at it.
But people don't do that.
I don't think so. It's like, it's really cute. It's just,
How big is your part?
it's not the fucking Savoy.
Rude, I want to go there.
I'd love to
How
perform
big
there
is
one day.
your part?
Like secondary role, I'd say. The lead, like the main
Well, the
roles-
leads are just two brothers,
the leads
right?
are two boys and the two mums. So I like to think that I was actually too young to play one of the mums as well because...
Look at it.
No, I went to... when I went... I think that's the other thing that I really loved about it because I actually wasn't going to audition. I decided, fuck it, can't be arsed. It was like a little local company that I hadn't like heard of. But when I went there, one of the things I loved was the age range. So there were a lot of older people. And I know we spoke about hobbies and how important it is, but I just fucking love that like there are people in their 40s, 50s, 60s who just go somewhere once a week and just do something they love with random people. Like, I just think that's so cute.
Yeah, it's
So
cute.
yeah, the age range was a bit higher than like what I'm used to in the other companies that I've been a part of before. In other companies, I've been amongst the oldest.
This is so exciting. Also
Yeah.
that you got the part that you wanted. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks. Whoa.
Put it there,
Put it
partner.
So yeah, nice little spill of the week.
Yeah. All right. Big moves from both of us.
Big moves from Bali to
Newport.
Blackwood.
Blackwood? Is
Yeah,
that where it is?
Yeah.
No idea where that is. My Botox is really hit. It's hard to frown.
Do I look like Lord Farquhar? I'm a bit worried about that.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's not good enough.
Could you just be a professional?
Professional.
But I don't know why you keep messing with your hair. Look lovely.
Becky said it looked better up. She said it looked like Lord Farquhar. But now I look like a fucking parrot.
Cockatoo. Moving swiftly on.
That was the noise of Swiftly.
Oh, we don't need sound acting today. It's okay.
All right, we get it. She got the fucking part. Shut up.
We are moving on. We've got like a pretty juicy, I feel like I say this about every episode, but this feels particularly juicy episode because I think there's going to be a lot of difference of opinion. Dun 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 on the topic.
Whoa.
Do you want to say it or shall I say it?
I'll say it.
Because she's an actor.
We're going to talk today about if it's possible to be friends platonically.
As men and women. I feel like you missed a real key part of that sentence out.
As men and women.
Can
Men and
opposite
female.
sexes just ever be friends?
Just interjecting here because we have since listened to this episode and want to just make it clear
That this episode, when we talked about men and women, we are talking about heterosexual men and heterosexual women and whether that friendship can exist strictly platonically as we have experienced in our own lives.
well, yeah, because we are both heterosexual women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's basically, we're trying to say that this podcast episode is based off us, our experiences, and it's not disregarding any gender or preference whatsoever.
Yeah.
We just felt like it was important to say that.
Thanks so much for listening. Bye.
Does Just Friends exist?
Oh, I love that film.
Is that a film?
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds.
I love Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it's a good film. It's very silly, but it's a good film.
What's your headline then? What do you think?
Yes, is my answer to that question. I do
Just
think
straight up like yes, possible.
Yeah, no, if we're going broad, obviously we'll dig deep, but like if we're going broad on can men and women just be friends? Yeah, I think it's totally possible for men and women to just be friends and to see each other as only friends and to only share platonic love. However, we have got varying opinions on today's episode.
Yeah, we have.
So I kind of pride myself on the fact that I have a lot of like healthy male, I'm not saying all of them are, but I do have a lot of healthy male friendships.
You always have.
Because I was such a tomboy growing up. We're not going to dig into sports today, don't worry. But I didn't really have that many girlfriends growing up because I was like way more tomboy than girly.
I had loads of boyfriends when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah. Do you not remember? I know we've got to beep out everyone's names, but do you remember what was his last name?
Don't know. Oh, wait, yeah. His brother put a chinchilla down my back. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to build tree houses with him in his garden. Yeah, so I had loads too.
It was
What
just such a
happened to me
normal
then?
thing. You got really hot and I didn't. I think is the difference. No, look, we've done a deep dive. This is the sticking point of it, is it all boils down to attraction. On both sides. I don't think it's just one or the other. But anyway, I feel like I've had male friendships my whole life. Some of them weren't the best for me because then I fell in love, which is a toxic trait. I mean, I say in love. I only think one of them actually was in love.
Really?
Let's beep out names. But yeah, I think it was really normal to have male friends growing up, and I do think it changes again after people have got married, and then you're kind of allowed to have friends of the opposite sex again because you're like secure in that relationship, and often so many of them are like part of a bigger group.
That's kind of weird though, because marriage doesn't mean you're secure.
No, but like a lot of my male friends now are my friends' partners, and I actually spend one-on-one time with quite a lot of them, and it not be a weird thing. Like,
yeah, but I do think that's again circumstantial to the fact that you live in London. It's a very like you're all close together. It's
we
real
spend a lot of
social
time together as a group. Yeah,
it's very social. Like living in London is a very social life, like way of life.
Yeah. But then I've had like male friends that I've had since I was a child, like Covey and I have been very close friends. Well, we were very close when we were younger, and then he went to uni and thought he was really cool. And then we
Covey is quite cool.
I'm not telling him that. And then we met again in our early 20s. And by that point, like, our sisters had become best friends. Our parents are always really close. Like, we are like kind of part of the same Indian community in Leicester. Actually, that's not true. His family are usually part of the Indian community. And my mum's like, let's not get involved. But we've been on holidays together. We've like shared a room together. And nothing has ever been more than, that's a very brotherly, sisterly friendship.
Yeah.
But maybe that boils down to the fact we've never found each other attractive.
Have you openly had that conversation?
We kind of never had to.
'Cause it's just like a knowing.
Yeah. Like, I'm so comfortable around him, and he's so easy to be with, but never once, not even for a second, has it crossed my mind it would be anything else.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it's actually really lush. It's a very healthy relationship.
I also think that's very rare.
Maybe.
Like, so DB's best friend is a woman. One of his best friends. He's got a few, but one of them is a woman. And in the same way that you've just
never been threatened by it.
Yeah, in the same way that you've just said you've never had to have that conversation, I've never had to ask. Although just now I did just ask him to give his advice, and he said it can end up messy and you wake up in bed next to him, and I was like, oh, can I just confirm?
Should we just clarify this?
Can I just clarify, as I've been bigging your friendship up, that's never happened with you? Oh, no, not at all. But like, I had to clarify. But yeah, their relationship is like brother sister. Like, so I'll say, I'm a really nosy person, right? So a lot of,
I actually didn't think I knew that much about you until maybe like the last couple of years.
Yeah, I'm really nosy and very like inquisitive. So one of the questions I think I regularly ask DB is that, who have you spoken to today? Not because I'm like, show me your phone list, but like
controlling lady.
No, it's like, oh, let's talk about, you know what I mean? Like, have you spoke to your mum or whatever? And he'll say, if he ever says like, oh, I spoke to her on the way home from work, no part of me is like, what did you speak about? Because I can guarantee it'll be about a film, a TV series, like something they're both doing in life, or like he'll go to her to like talk about his problems. But no part of me feels threatened by their friendship, because
really
it is
nice.
a completely platonic friendship. But I think that's rare.
I think I do agree that it is rare, and often those friendships come about like when one of those is almost a safer space and one of those are in a relationship. Like, like another really close friend, I've only really ever known him in a relationship and been friends with him separate to that. Like, there's been periods of his life where he has been single and we've been like, oh, let's go on a night out, and we would do that quite regularly together. But like, I'd be like, right, you go talk to that boy for me and I'll go talk to this girl for you. Like, the solution was never the two of us. It was always like other people that we were interested in. And like, you know, he came and spent a weekend with me a couple of weeks ago and we had a really lovely time. Like, it never would or could be anything other than what it always has been, which is like just a very easy friendship. But maybe that is because I've never fancied him and he's never fancied me. Yeah. And then it's like it is a safe space.
There has definitely been a shift. Like, I remember how much I loved male company when I was a kid as well. And I think obviously because I've grown up with all boys, like there's no girls in my family at all in terms of like the kids, cousins and stuff. And I used to love it. Like, but now my male friends, or any male friend I've had in my adult years, I think has shifted.
And is that because you like have just not engaged with them as much while you've been in a relationship, or is it like because you don't prioritize that friendship anymore? Like, what is the difference?
If I'm being like brutally honest, which I think is the
theme of this podcast,
the theme of this podcast, my last platonic male friendship perhaps did feel like, had worlds been different or situations been different, that something could have been, whether it be like a little flirt or a attraction, or I don't know. But I look back on it and I think, well, why don't we talk now? You know?
I think it is very different when there's like, if flirtation starts to pepper that friendship, then I don't think you can be as good friends, because there'll always be like a thought percolating, like, could this turn into something?
Also, when I'm single, I am fucking rife. Like, I am very flirty. So
She just loves the attention.
love it. So I think that probably just doesn't help.
Whereas I feel like my ability to talk to men is better because I've had so many male friends.
Yeah.
And so I like understand how to converse with them.
But you also friend zone yourself too early.
Oh, every time, yeah.
Yeah.
Safe space, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the friend zone.
But I mean, me and DB essentially started off as friends.
Yeah, but he would say that his intention was very clear from the beginning with you, that he didn't just want to be your friend.
Yeah, fair.
And he like openly said that.
Yeah, true.
Whereas like I have friends that have always just been friends, and the only time it becomes like problematic, actually not even problematic, but like where I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm a woman in this scenario, is when I've met their partners. And one friend, his partner always hated me.
Really?
Every partner he'd had did not like me. Like, to the point of I would only ever meet them once, and then I think they'd probably never want to meet me again.
Who's this now? Right.
And he's like, oh, you need to meet so-and-so. And I was always be game, being like, yeah, of course, yeah, I'll come. Like, they're important to you, I'll come and meet them. And whether it was like our own and I think that is quite a separate thing, because we had a very different kind of chemistry, where there was underlying feelings on my part, and maybe the other person picked up on that, so that felt tainted a bit,
right?
But whereas like when I met his now wife, I was so self-conscious the first time, because I was like, don't be over familiar, don't touch him too much, don't talk about things that only you two know about, because I was so like self-conscious that she would think men and women can't be like this.
Yeah.
And
how was that?
It was so fine, but I almost like said that to her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I feel nervous, because I want you to like me, and I really desperately want you to know that I've never once thought about anything more between us than friendship. She's like, I do really know that. And I was like, can you just like confirm that, please? He's like, yeah, she's my sister. And it's like that's been easier because there's longevity behind it. But where like new friendships enter your life, and you're trying to navigate whether they can be friends. And I remember like one such friend that we will get into, I asked him at the beginning, I was like, don't you have any female friends? He's like, no, I shag them all. I was like, right. The line.
Let me just think long and hard about which friend this is.
The line is being drawn. I don't like you. I would never like you that way, and you would never like me this way.
I just find it difficult to agree with that, though. Like, I think if the person's, let's say, for instance, from the male's perspective, they fell in love with the person but weren't attracted to the visual, that is inherently going to end up biting them in the arse anyway, and that if that was repeated and repeated and repeated, maybe that would shift in their mind too.
But possibly, but I still stand by the fact of like, I do think it's possible to remove
any form
of attraction. And like maybe it's a me thing. Maybe I'm like, also, as much as I remove myself from that situation, I also remove them. Like, I don't see them that way. I genuinely just see them as people.
Yeah.
And ones that I like spending time with without there being an ulterior motive.
Yeah, fair.
Maybe I've actually got it figured out.
Maybe you have. We entered that competition singing Kylie Minogue and
Robbie
Williams, yeah. What's that song?
And then I go and spot it all. That one, no?
I think it might have been that. No.
Is that Kylie? Was that Nicole Kidman?
No. Da da da. Kids, yeah. Playing out for the cool or something like that. I can't even remember the fucking lyrics.
I remember when butt cheeks clenched. Don't sing it. Also, think it's healthy for men to have female friends.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
have a different perspective. Like, you know, you want to be a really good partner to somebody, and you want to be able to understand women. And understanding women, it goes beyond just romantically understanding them. Like, it's good to like have a different perspective on how women function. And I think it's the same for women to have that of men.
100%. I just think, again, scientifically a fact, once upon a time, we are just all animals, aren't we? And like scientifically, men and women want to mate and shit.
And shit.
Well, like, they just want to mate. Like, that's what happens. You put a male duck and a female duck and they're going to fuck.
Fair, but like...
They're going to have a duck fuck.
Wow, we've gone from dick and waffle to duck fuck.
Do you know what I mean though? Like, I do agree with what you're saying. I just think the circumstances have to be really particular. Like, if DB was to come home to me now and say like, oh, I'm going to the cinema with my new friend from work, there would be some form of questioning that would need to come from that. Like,
I think that's normal.
yeah. Whereas if he said, oh, I'm going to Plymouth for the day with Roz, I'd be like, wicked cool, have a nice time talking about Star Wars.
Is that what they talk about?
They're like, yeah, they're both like massive geeks. Like,
That
they
is so
love,
cute.
yeah, it's really cute. Like, she helped me move in on the day. Like, she came up and helped. Like, she's lovely. Like, there's just no, I don't think in any planet would they be together. They have like a brotherly sisterly relationship. It really reminds me of you and Covey.
But I think like maybe that's the solution to the problem, is the other person seeing the dynamic and seeing like that there is no chemistry in that way.
Yeah, and I guess you not to be like patronizing, there has to be a level of emotional maturity to be able to look at a situation and see that there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of people, I guess, who could be insecure enough to see and think, oh, is something going on? But like, what if they were both single and like, would something happen?
And we were both single for like a huge amount of, like, almost all of our friendship. We've both been single. And like, people, I think like once when I first introduced them to like the London friend group, they're like, get married. And we both like bucked at the
Heaving.
thought, like, absolutely not, no, never. And it's not that they never brought it up again. As soon as they spent an hour within our company, they were like, 100% this would never work.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, because we can't see each other that way and we don't want to.
Yeah. I think the circumstantial thing is 100% like the key to it working or not working. I
Yeah.
don't think there's a straight cut answer of yes it does or no it doesn't.
It is definitely nuanced.
I have people in my life who claim to have platonic friendships, and I look and I think, this is not really platonic, darling.
And we've all had those friendships too, where we've tried to tell ourselves that there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've said it till I was blue in the face.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't like it.
I don't think I've ever had a platonic friendship in my adult life that's lasted that long before I've admitted to myself that like, oh, maybe there is a bit of an underlying feeling or an underlying fancying or underlying think they'd be good in bed, whatever. A line crossed somewhat. But is that just because I was a thirsty whore? I don't know.
I don't think you ever have been that.
Yeah, I have. You say this to me all the time.
It's because I don't think you actually were a hoe.
In the very short periods of time I was single, I've been absolutely foul, but we don't need to talk about that on this episode because it's not the point of the podcast.
Can we talk about it on another app?
Oh, maybe. So long as we can absolutely confirm that none of our parents are listening.
Change your name from Sassy
did
Pants to
actually-
Slaggy Pants.
I did actually say to my dad the other day, oh, you can't listen to this season. He was like, Puix, why? And I was like, because it's very honest. What, did you talk about sex and that? Yes, Dad.
Baz didn't make it past episode 2. We're fine. We're safe.
Trace can listen. I trust Trace.
If we get Baz on the pod, that's the only episode he'll listen to.
Yeah,
is
the one of
that
him.
he's on.
Yeah. So what's the general...
Well, now you've made me re-question everything.
Why?
Because I'm like, am I the problem in these friendships where like...
No, you're not the problem. But you do friend zone yourself. So I wonder if perhaps if you felt differently about yourself,
Maybe.
in the pursuit of finding a husband, would things shift?
I would stop just making friends with them all.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, if you felt like you looked a certain way and you were faced with these male friendships, would you approach them differently? I think so.
Sometimes I do think it's a blessing, though, that I look this way in that sense, because, like, I really enjoy them for what they are as friendships.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're making out like you're like when you like Voldemort. Yeah, like when you look at you, your eyes fucking cave in, which is absolutely not the truth. And the reason why I'm wording it that way is because obviously beauty is subjective, isn't it? And we all say a million times like how beautiful we find you, but you don't see it that way. So if you saw yourself the way that you think beauty is perceived, I think you'd approach men differently.
Yeah, probably. Definitely. Undoubtedly.
Whereas I can 100% sit here and say that in periods of my life, if the ego's been high and I've been like 100% he thinks those eyes are for him, which they are, because that was intentional, whatever, you know? That's just probably because in those
I feel like you just gave me those eyes, and I feel like a little bit like
an idiot.
I feel like you just flirted with me a tiny bit.
I'm literally makes me feel ill.
Get away from me.
What are the boys saying? Because we've asked a couple of the males in our lives.
I think we should maybe listen to this and see whether it's appropriate.
Who's this from?
This
friend
is
which
from
number 1?
This is from friend. Let's call them friend 1 and 2.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like the voices could be a giveaway. Okay, so the question was, can men and women ever just be friends?
Of course they fucking can't. Men are dogs. At any given point, in any given time, if given half the opportunity, they're going to be up there like a rat up a drain pipe. It's just law of the land, I'm afraid. If the girl's attractive, and they could have been the best friends for 10 years, if the girl rings him and says, "Oh, Johnny, I'm really horny. I went and got drunk last night. I know we're buds, but do you mind coming round and giving me a bit of juju wah-wah?" He's going to be round there like Flash Gordon. So, no, they could never could happen. He'll always do it. He'll always chase the Fangina, the mystical Fanginina.
I think maybe men and women can't be friends if this is the emotional level on which one of them exists.
I don't think anyone could be platonic friends with him.
I am.
Except you. And that was the best voice note I've ever heard in my life.
I replied saying, 1, can't wait to play this on the pod. 2, so what you're saying is men and women can only be friends if the man isn't attracted to the woman. What if the woman isn't attracted to the man? Response.
Yes, correct. It can only happen if the man doesn't fancy the woman. Then they can be friends. It doesn't matter if the woman doesn't fancy him. What I'm saying is the man's still going to be waiting in the sidelines, waiting for his opportunity. So it's not real friendship, is it? If he's just waiting there, waiting for the moment she drops her guard and opens her legs, it's not real friendship. You can't call it that. Women are crazy. I bet there's so many women that think they've got all these best chums, but the best chums, if they had half a chance, would be hanging out the back of them. So, I'm afraid not, girls. You don't have these friends you think you have.
And this is why he is saved as walking, talking red flag.
He is. They are my favourite voices I've ever heard in my life. If they had half a chance, he'd be hanging out the back of her.
Disgusting. But I think if you can make yourself more emotionally intelligent than that, where you can sideline potential attraction for what could benefit you more is friendship, then I think you're onto a winner, which is what I am actually a gold star student at.
So what's going to happen if you're best friends with someone and then one day you wake up and you decide, actually, I'm the sexiest woman to ever walk this planet? Are things going to shift?
No, that'll be my fucking hype man. Be like, right, off you trot.
All right, okay.
I'm going to tell every guy in this bar how great you are.
What did friend number 2 say?
Oh, much more level-headed response. Friend number 2 says he did not voice note because he got shy. Actually, I got distracted. Maybe I should play my voice note.
We're doing a podcast recording today, and one of the episodes are whether men and women can only ever just be friends. I would love to know your thoughts. They potentially could get played on the podcast, so maybe send a couple of options. But if we have them in this morning, can you just message me and, your thoughts on whether men and women can ever just be friends? Whoa, that guy opposite is looking well fit.
I got really distracted by this guy opposite.
Let me see.
He's in the building opposite.
Was it you who showed me the video of the couple that got caught shagging in the office? Yeah,
it was bad. It was like it was around the corner from here.
Yeah, I really deep dived and found them on LinkedIn.
No, the next pictures I sent you were their LinkedIn pages. Oh. You didn't know.
I did then go on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
I looked at the comments and stuff, and people were out in them.
So anyway, I said sorry that I got distracted, and he put 100% they can be. I've always had girl mates during uni. My best friend was. And there was zero bleep out her name. There was zero feelings in that way from either of us. I'm not sure if it was easier or I was less threatening as I was in a relationship at the time, or not. So I never had an intention other than being a friend, if that makes sense. And then I said, did you ever find her attractive? If you found her attractive, do you think that would have changed it? He put, she's good looking. But I think if I found her attractive in that way, maybe it would have been different. Maybe more drunken, awkward moments. Like bleep. But then again, I'm very good friends with bleep as well. and bleep. Actually, a lot of the girls I was close with were very attractive, but I was almost like their gay best mate, unthreatening. So I'm not sure if it's more of an insult to me that now I think back on it.
Yeah, that's my thing. I've had loads of male friends, but they're all gay, so it just doesn't count.
No, that doesn't count.
And also, like, the flirting that happens between any gay man.
Have I ever told you about the twins?
What twins?
At a wedding I was at in the south of France, there was a stunning pair of twins there. One's gay and one's straight.
Oh God,
I got them confused. I mean, they're identical twins and they're both gorgeous guys. But like, as most women are with gay men, you're overly familiar. Like, you can be very touchy-feely, very flirty with them, and it's like so fine. So I thought I was being like that with the gay one, and it turns out he was not the gay one.
Whoa, how did that end up?
Well, his girlfriend came over and was like, "Excuse me, what's
fair.
happening here?" I was like, "Oh, is this not?" She was like, "No, that's my boyfriend." I was like, "Cool."
I was hoping for a shift in the story then, and like maybe you did end up in bed with him.
No, I did try it on with another gay man that evening.
Why are you going for the gay guys?
No, because I was like...
Again, that's another thing where you're going wrong.
I had previously got with a straight man, and he was just like, "That looked like fun." I was like, "Want to give it a go?"
Whoa.
As a joke.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's the end of my gay flirting.
God, you are a bit of a slut.
Not at all, no.
Yeah, you are. So it's the circumstances in which the friendships happen. That's the conclusion we've come to.
It is the circumstances and the way that you feel about yourself, I suppose, in those circumstances.
I totally agree. I think the way you perceive yourself to the opposite sex has a big part to play in if a friendship can or can't happen.
And a lot of those friendships, like both of those men are like really dear friends. Like, I really love them as friends. I wouldn't love them as anything else. And I did meet both of them while they were in other relationships, so I was unthreatening to that other person.
I think, again, that's circumstantial though, because I don't think just because I'm in a relationship would that mean that if a friendship was formed now with him and another straight woman that I'd be less threatened.
But we were but the friendship was like
a group.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't just a one-on-one friendship.
Yeah, that does make a difference.
Yeah, and that, like, I'm actually very grateful that those were the circumstances in which I met both of those people, because, like I said, I value their friendship as it is and I wouldn't want it to be anything else. But going forward...
Sorry, I'm still laughing at Jack's voice.
Hanging out the back of them. He's disgusting. Where was I going with this?
Sorry, I almost got so distracted by how funny it was.
Also, he knew that was going to be on the pod and he fucking amped it up.
He really did. Yeah. He really performed.
Yeah. Going forward, I think I maybe don't need any more male friends.
No, I think you've got enough. I think we should
I've met my quota.
Yeah, I think we should do a focus, sort of align the priority to finding...
I'm going to be romantic Billie, not platonic Billie.
Yeah.
It's really hard though, because like I feel like I've done a lifetime of friend zoning and I'm so good at it.
Yeah, well, you just can't do that
like
anymore.
Olympic standard gold.
Okay, you've related to sport, of course. I think you really need to streamline what you're looking for. You are not looking for someone to say, "Yeah, mate." You're looking for someone to say, "Drop your knickers, girl."
Not sure I am. I think if someone said that to me, I'd be like, ew.
I'd be like, okay, I'm joking.
I'll text DB now.
No.
Hey, thoughts for later.
Yeah, that's how it all started. Okay, well, that's our suggestion for you.
Yeah.
All.
So I think they can be.
Yeah, all the best. Just sending you lots of love and well wishes.
And if you need an emotional support about your platonic friendship that you aren't in love with, we don't support being in love with them, I'll be here. Give me a call.
It's a very nuanced subject, but we're here to support. All right, we're going to do a shag, marry... No, what was it? A ghost?
Ghost, friend zone, bang.
But we're going to do Harry Potter theme, thanks to the production team here today.
Yeah. So we've got Harry, Ron, Draco.
Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, Draco Malfoy.
Who are you friend zoning? Who are you ghosting? Who are you banging?
I'm friend zoning Harry.
Okay.
I'm ghosting Draco.
Oh, you're banging Ron?
Yeah.
Toot.
No, I'll tell you why. I discovered that I can be laughed into bed. Ron's so funny.
Yeah, he is funny in his
And
kind of
I
silly
also
way.
think I'm up for a dark horse, me, and I just think Draco would just be a bit weird. Harry's so dead. There's no passion coming out of Harry Potter.
I think he's quite passionate about his parents.
Well, I don't want to have sex with someone who's passionate about their parents.
Harry's getting ghosted from me anyway.
Yeah, Harry would 100% call her mummy, and I don't want that in bed.
I would friend zone Ron, because that would be, I feel like we'd get on so well. That would be a lol. And I'd bang Draco.
It's not a bad shout. That would have been my second
Draco and his
option.
big snake.
Yeah, I bet he's got a massive wand. He'd slither in in.
That just made me shut my legs. That was really good from you.
Shag, marry, bin or ghost friend zone bang is my favourite game of all time. There's not a better game. Now we've had a Slytherin giggle. Let's do a serious cue, just to bring the tone back down.
Yeah.
I think this is quite a good one. So we have a question here, or seeking advice from us. God bless them. Terrified of dating after the end of a 14-year relationship with my childhood love. I'm 28 and only ever been with him.
28, you're a baby.
So it's so many exciting things ahead of her.
If I could go back to 28, that was a stunning year. So I think that, one, you should embrace 28 because it's great. And I do think it also gets better after 28.
I think the older you get, the better.
Yeah. But embracing dating when you have only been with one person, that is tricky. But I actually think like throw yourself in at the deep end is maybe the best way to approach it. Like
exposure shock therapy.
Yeah, just try and not even have no fear, just like build another character for a night in your head as to who you are. Like step out of this person that has only been with one person, that's been in this long-term relationship for one night. We used to do this all the time at uni. I used to pretend that I was a completely different person.
Whoa.
It was so fun. I'd be like, today I'm going to be from Fiji and my uncle's going to own BA. We only really pulled it when we ran out of money and we needed other people to buy our drinks. I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying just like think of another character.
My uncle owns BA, but could you buy me a vodka?
No, because they'll be like, oh my God, stunning, let's get a shot.
Wow.
And then I'll get a free flight.
I feel like I remember actually, I don't know if I've said this on the pod before or if I've told you, but I remember when I haven't actually slept with that many people. My count is surprising, I'd say. But my fear when I separated from my husband at the thought of another man seeing me naked was like, it made me feel physically sick, especially because for such a long time, like 9 years, 14 years, that's really long, a long period. And I remember thinking like, there is just no way another man is ever going to see me naked. Like in that moment, that's how I truly felt. And I don't know what it is scientifically about the glow up that goes on when you've split up, but like it is a thing, isn't it? Like people.
Well, I think you have to allow yourself to get there, though. Like you have to sort of start thinking differently about yourself. But while like you're figuring that out, it is good to like put yourself in different environments to work that out. Like go to different places that you haven't been to before. Like go out with different people. Like that way you're not.
The best things happen in change.
Yeah,
they do. Ugh. But like in the moment of feeling like a man would never be able to look at me naked, to then like the experience have happened from then to now, I just think, babe, strap in, you're going to have a wonderful time. Don't worry about it. It's going to be so much fun.
Take the pressure off yourself that it's going to be perfect.
And remove all like the numbers and dates and years and stuff. Like that doesn't help. Like to think that you've only been with one person for 14 years, when you say it like that, that does sound quite daunting. But you're only 28, babes.
Just means there's lots of like good life experience to come.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
What a filthy episode.
Filthy. I'm blushing.
All right, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.